Hello, coloring friends, and welcome to this special video. It's special because um, on Wednesday, the 15th of May, will be 1 year since I started seriously posting on YouTube, but also since I picked up this hobby more seriously. So, May is definitely an anniversary month for me, and I wanted to take you along on the journey that I've been through this past year and tell you the story of how I started coloring. So, in order to do that, I'll take you all the way back to the beginning. I also picked up some materials that I feel are significant for my journey. Um, and yeah, I'm so happy to recount all these steps with you and share them with you. So it all started a year ago in May. I was following an account on Instagram called Urban Anna. You might know her already because she now has a coloring book out, or even two, or the second one is coming out. But back then, um, yeah, I didn't know much about it, and I was just following her. She was a person who was drawing and then coloring with watercolor. Very, very beautiful home fronts and shop fronts on Instagram. And I thought, wow, what is this? I didn't even know this was possible. And what really drew me to her was that this was a hobby for her. This was not her full time job. And she was a self taught artist. And I really, really liked how her colorings looked like. Um, and I really admired her. And I thought that was the first time when I thought, wow, if someone can just learn this and do it, perhaps I can do something with it as well. So that was really a big moment for me. That she did such beautiful drawings, that she was self taught, and she had this beautiful, large community on Instagram, and she just kept going. Um, so a loved one actually noticed this, that I kept talking about her and how beautiful all her paintings were. And what he did is he bought me one of her original watercolor drawings, which I now have in my home office. I framed it. It was the best gift ever. And I want to show it to you. This is it with its frame in its beauty from Birdie's Cupcakery. And this was such a beautiful moment for me when I got this. Um, it just really meant a lot. It was a heartfelt gift, but also I had it in my hand. I could see it. I could see that it's a reality, and I could see that she actually did that from her home or studio. I don't even know, from this little town somewhere in the Netherlands. I also live in the Netherlands, so I felt, oh, yeah, this is close to home. Maybe this is possible. And I was just really impressed by it. And I decided to take it as a sign. I framed it. I think it's beautiful. I look at it every day from my office as I work. Um, and yeah, it inspired me to also get going. If she can do this as a self taught artist, and if she can draw every week, so can I. So, what you'll notice is that my journey into coloring actually started with drawing and painting. Um, and I was at a time of my life a year ago when I really needed something else to relax and get my mind off of work. I was working a lot. It was a challenging, complex moment. I had to manage a lot of projects at work, and I needed an outlet. And getting this present showed me that perhaps this could be my outlet. So let me put all of these materials aside and take you through what I did. So the first thing I did is I went into a local art shop, which I used to completely ignore and thought, why is it there? Who needs it? Silly me, right? And I got this little book, Coloriage Wild by Emanuelle Colin. Because I thought, well, I don't really know how to draw. I don't really know how to paint. what would help me is if I get something that's already drawn beautifully by someone else, and I can just paint over it, basically. Then it still looks beautiful, even if I have no skill. So perhaps you know this book, perhaps you don't. It's very nice, high quality, even watercolor paper, and there are these kinds of drawings. So this is the first one that I did. I bought this book, and I bought this small set of watercolor paints from Van Gogh. This one right here, and I just got to it. Um, and as I was doing it, I noticed I was enjoying it. I was having a lot of fun playing with colors, mixing the palette, just seeing what comes up, playing a little bit with the tone of different colors, adding some interest. Um, so then I thought, oh yeah, I really like this. This has the potential to be a long-term hobby. Let me keep doing it. Um, so then I kept going. The next step was that I found a book in that same art shop. This one from a Dutch artist called Carla Kamphuis. She's actually an architect, but then she started drawing, and now I think she does mostly that. And the book that I found is called Houseportretjes. Don't be intimidated by the name. It's very simple. It's called Home Fronts, I guess, or Home Portraits. Um, and this is the book that kept me going. Um, let me show it to you. Let me move this to the side. I thought this is fantastic. I was really interested. Remember, my introduction was from Urban Anna, and she only does shop fronts, basically, so sort of architectural drawings. So that's why I thought, oh yeah, this really interests me. And I found this book, which is a beauty. It's such a wonderful book, and there are these types of drawings inside. And she uses mixed media, but she used yeah, watercolor, but also fine liners, and she used Tombow dual brush pens, which I had from a few years ago when I was doing yeah notebooks like in my journal, like bullet journal, that kind of thing. So I had a few, and I thought, oh, interesting, I can use them. So this was the book. I started trying to do something to draw something that was in the book. Found it a little bit complicated, but then I also found that she had an online course with the same name based on what's in the book. And then I bought the course, quite affordable. Um, I did it. Well, yeah, I started doing it. And then it turns out I really, really enjoyed it. Um, and at the same time, then I got into drawing a little bit more and practicing. I got myself a little sketchbook. This one's from Talent's Art Creation. Um, and yeah, this was back in May. And then I did things like this. This is, for example, inspired by the drawings in this book. So it's this kind of thing with fine liner, and then this is watercolor. Yeah, cute things like this. This is let me find another one. This is also sort of in the style of Carla, although I drew this myself from a real life, yeah, shop front, a cafe basically. It's not called Joe's, but I didn't have enough space for more than Joe's. But yeah, I tried this out, and I noticed I really, really enjoyed it. What happened next was that I um, yeah, started watching more YouTube videos and following more people on Instagram. And of course, when you watch YouTube videos, you also get recommendations of other things. I also wanted at that time to learn to use these Tombows for drawing a little bit more. So that's how I ended up to a channel called Shel's Coloring Journey, which was one of the first channels I found. Um, and that's how I found her, from a video she made on how she uses Tombow dual brush pens, but she uses them for coloring. And then I thought, oh, coloring, this is yet another thing. What is this? Um, at the same, so I started watching all of that. I also found another channel which inspired me a lot. and that's Sarah Renae Clark. And it helped me realize, wait, I mean, coloring is also art. It's also something I could be doing. It's so similar. It's beautiful. People have already drawn really beautiful line art, and I can just color it in. Let me look into this. So that was yet another moment for me that moved me into coloring. And then a third moment that moved me into coloring was when I was still looking for basically easy ways to learn how to draw. And that's when I discovered Johanna Basford. This was the very first book I bought from Johanna Basford. And if you notice, it's basically a book on drawing, how to draw Inky Wonderlands. She teaches you how she makes her drawings. And I thought, oh, this is perfect. I can learn how to draw. But then I realized she had more than one book, as we know. And she's all about coloring. It's not really drawing, it's coloring. So I discovered more and more through Sarah Renae Clark, through Shel's coloring journey, and through Johanna Basford, that there was this whole world of coloring. And I picked it up and I started doing it. So then I moved more and more into coloring. I got my first set of colored pencils, which is this set of 24 polycolors. I just randomly found it in my art shop. I didn't know what was what. I hadn't stumbled upon all those review videos yet. So they had this, and it said art is great. And I was familiar with the brand from my childhood, and I thought, well, okay, why not? Let me give it a try. So this set carried me through my first colorings. Um, and then I realized, wait, there's a whole world of colored pencils out there. I need to learn more about it. So I went on YouTube, watched a lot of review videos, and I ended up with this set as well, which is the very first set of colored pencils I ordered from Amazon. The Derwent Chroma Flow 72 pencils was a huge amount for me at the time. Um, and then I started trying these out. I also found around the same time the Winsor and Newton colored pencils 48, so I got those as well because I knew Winsor and Newton was a very good brand from when I was looking for watercolors. Um, so yeah, you know how it goes. Then I went down the rabbit hole of supplies, basically. I also want to show you the first few books I bought. This one was how to draw every little thing. So it was back when I was trying, together with Johanna Basford's book, How to Draw in Wonderlands, to learn how to draw. And then when I truly discovered coloring, I got into Rita. I learned Rita exists. So this is the first book I ordered from her, the summer book. And then I discovered Maria Trolle and the fact that her books are hardcovers and she has beautiful illustrations. Botanicum is the first book I got from her. And then, because I was still very much into architecture and that kind of drawing, I found Zoe de la Casse with Secret Paris. I thought, whoa, I can color Paris basically. So these were some of the first books I ever got. And they basically got me to today, and they got me to a collection which is much, much, much bigger by now. You know, you also know how that goes, right? You start with one coloring book and then you can't stop. So that's me as well. Um, Now, a milestone is also starting my YouTube channel. Now, there's another story with that because I started it in May and I also got into drawing and then coloring around the same time. Um, but it was basically what triggered it for me was one of the videos that Shel made on Shel's coloring journey, the channel, where she was talking about how she started her own channel um, at the encouragement of another colorist, Coloring with Kay. And what she really remembered watching that video was that, look, if you want to start, like if you enjoy this, like just do it. And I thought, well, why not? Let me just do it as well. And I'm not great at coloring at all. but I'm learning and I can document that learning journey. Because one of the things I picked up from Shel was that it basically kept her going, sharing her creations and sharing her work with others added motivation to continuing the hobby. And I thought this is a great way of learning. I can also share what I learn. I can also take part in this community, which I find very supportive and wonderful. So I could only see benefits to doing that. I was scared to do it. I didn't really know how to edit or what a good video looks like. I don't think I know that still. But it wasn't about that, is it? I don't think coloring videos are about making the best video ever. I think they're about sharing our love for something common, which is coloring, and how happy it makes us, or how relaxed, or how much we enjoy doing that and building our craft. And I think this is what it's about. And that's why I keep making these videos, because I really, really enjoying talking about it and sharing this with all of you. And I know that's what I like watching as well. So that was a big moment for me. And since then, I posted my first video on YouTube on the 15th of May, which is why I considered that the 1 year anniversary. Now, I'd done some shorts about 1 or 2 weeks before, but I don't count those. And my first video was on the 15th of May, cringy if I look back at it. Um, but it got me started, right? I wasn't even talking in that video. I just colored something, and that's okay. And I posted 1 or 2 videos, and then I kind of stopped. And what I want to show you here is sort of how I keep track of them. So in July, I posted another one mid-July, and then another one at the end of July, and then August crickets, September crickets. I kind of just let it go. I mean, I kept coloring, but I didn't post anything. And then in October, I thought, you know what? Like, I feel I really want to take this seriously. I think this was also around the time I had watched more videos. I knew there was this community. So I was getting more motivated to do it. And I thought, you know what, let me try perhaps one video a week, or if it doesn't work out, it's fine, but let me try to do it more consistently. So I managed in October to do 4 videos, which I considered like a full month. And then in November, I kept it up as well. And then I started getting more and more ideas, of course, and also feedback from all of you. December, I managed 3. Um, January, 4 again. So pretty consistently. Feb, oh yeah, I was sick here. So that didn't really work out. But I did get one out. And then in March, I came back with a vengeance, apparently. Quite a few in March. Um, and then in April, yeah, 2. I had holidays and was a bit sick as well here. And then there you go. We're in May now. And I like sort of keeping track on it and having this goal of doing a couple of videos a month, sharing what I color with all of you, maybe sharing my plans, my thoughts, my ideas. It's something I truly enjoy. So this has kind of been my journey. um, the question is also, yeah, what am I going to do next? Or, yeah, what's next for me here? And the answer is, I really enjoy what I'm doing. So I plan on continuing this coloring journey and continuing sharing this with you on YouTube. I also am rediscovering my love for drawing and painting as well, a little bit. I may have, some of you might know from previous videos that in January, I signed up for a local sort of illustration class as well. So if, for example, this is something I created with acrylics there, and I noticed I'm really enjoying it. Um, Back in May last year, I also had signed up for an online watercolor course. So these are some things I tried there. I gave it up really, really soon. It just didn't vibe with me how the teaching was done, but still, I tried a few things. So perhaps I'll continue with that. Um, and last but not least, what I really crave is a little bit of theory on how to do this properly. Not only color theory, which I know helps us colorists a lot, but also just composition, proportion, all of that. So I was looking for something online because it's easier for me um, to teach me all of those things, and I found one. It's in the UK, it's online, um, and I basically enrolled in art school. So it's a diploma. I have 2 years to complete it, and it focuses on drawing and painting. So I plan on learning everything I can from doing it and then applying it to my coloring as well. And I'm thinking, but tell me if this sounds interesting to you, to maybe document my journey of doing that online degree here on YouTube as well. If that's something that maybe you'd be interested in alongside with my coloring videos, please let me know. I'm kind of excited to share what I learn as well. So yeah, that's the last bit of news from me. I also want to thank you for being part of my journey this year. I think this really keeps me going, and it means a lot to me sharing in this joy of coloring and just expressing ourselves creatively. So I wish you a wonderful time coloring, and I'll see you in my next video. And hopefully, I'll see you again next year and the year after, and in 5 years' time, still enjoying what we do. Take care, everyone.